You know that feeling when you finally get something you've been dreaming about for years, and instead of pure joy, you feel empty? That was me the day I bought my McLaren. I thought it was going to be the ultimate moment. The kind of memory that stays locked in your brain forever. Me, sliding into the low-slung seat, pressing the start button, hearing that engine roar behind me like a wild animal being unleashed. And yes, for a few moments, it was everything I thought it would be. Heads turned. Strangers pulled out phones. My heart pounded with adrenaline every time I shifted gears. But then the high wore off. And that's when the real problem began. The hidden problem nobody talks about when it comes to owning a car like this. The dream. Before the reality. Let me rewind. For years, a McLaren was the dream. It was the screensaver on my laptop, the poster on my wall, the YouTube rabbit holes I went down late at night, watching reviews, exhaust note compilations, and owners' stories. To me, owning one wasn't just about having a car. It was about arriving. It was proof that all the late nights, all the risks, all the hustling, it had all meant something. People don't just stumble into a McLaren. You either inherit big money or you fight your way there. And I wanted to be the second kind of story, the self-made one. So when I finally signed the paperwork and walked out to that glossy, low-slung machine waiting for me in the lot, it felt like a coronation, like I'd just been handed the crown of my own life. But here's the thing. No one tells you. The crown is heavy. The weight of perception. At first, it was fun. People treated me differently. Neighbors waved a little longer, with smiles that were maybe admiration, maybe envy. I couldn't tell. Strangers at gas stations would strike up conversations. Kids would point and yell, "Look, a race car." But behind all that was a shift I wasn't prepared for. Suddenly, I wasn't just me anymore. I was the guy with the McLaren. Every time I drove it, I felt like I was being watched, judged, sized up. If I parked in front of a coffee shop, people assumed I was some kind of arrogant show-off. If I drove too slow, someone would pull up and rev their engine, begging me to race. If I drove too fast, I was that reckless rich jerk. There was no winning. The car wasn't just a car, it was a billboard, broadcasting an image I wasn't sure I wanted to carry. The financial hangover. Then there's the money. Not just the cost of buying it, the upkeep, the insurance, the, "Oh, you need a new set of tires? That'll be a few thousand, thanks." The way your stomach drops when you hear a strange rattle or scrape, because you know a regular mechanic can't just pop the hood and fix it. Everything about it bleeds money. And here's the weirdest part. The car that was supposed to make me feel free actually made me feel trapped. Because now, I had to think about every mile I drove, every pothole, every parking lot, every hand that brushed against it when someone leaned too close. It stopped being freedom. It became a cage with butterfly doors. Or stuff. The illusion of arrival. But the biggest problem wasn't money. It wasn't even the perception. It was the illusion of arrival. See, I thought the McLaren was going to complete me. I thought it was going to be that missing puzzle piece, the thing that would finally make me feel like I'd made it. And for about 2 weeks, I let myself believe that. But then, life just kept going. The thrill faded. The car became another thing to manage, another line item in my budget, another source of stress. And I realized something brutal. I had spent years chasing an object, thinking it would give me a feeling. But the feeling wasn't in the car. It was supposed to be in me. That was the gut punch. That was the regret. Not that I bought it, but that I thought it would fix something it never could. Chakras. The lessons hidden under the hood. Owning a McLaren taught me more than any book, course, or seminar ever could. Here's what I learned. 1. Symbols fade. The shine wears off faster than you think. The thing you dream about becomes ordinary shockingly quickly. 2. People project. Some will admire you, some will resent you, but almost none will actually see you. They see the car, the symbol, the story they've created in their head. 3. Freedom isn't bought. In fact, expensive things often chain you tighter, to payments, to maintenance, to image. 4. Joy is internal. A car can give you adrenaline, but it can't give you peace. That part is an inside job. Would I do it again? Here's the honest truth. Yes, I would. Not because the McLaren solved anything, but because it showed me in the most visceral way possible that things can't give you what you're really searching for. I don't think I would have believed that lesson if someone had just told me. I needed to feel it, to taste the emptiness behind the shine. Do I regret buying it? Absolutely. But I also regret who I was before I bought it, because that version of me believed a car could carry the weight of meaning I was supposed to create for myself. The real flex. You want to know what the real flex is? It's not owning a McLaren. It's being at peace without needing one. It's waking up in the morning and feeling grateful for your life before you check your bank account. It's spending time with people who care about you, not the badge on your hood. The McLaren taught me that. In a strange, roundabout way, it gave me back something I didn't know I'd lost: perspective. So here's my biggest regret. Not the car itself, but the belief that it would change my life. That's the hidden problem with owning a McLaren or any flashy thing you think will prove you made it. The truth is, it won't. It can't. At best, it gives you a temporary high. At worst, it weighs you down. If you've ever chased a goal like this, you probably know the feeling, the rush, the obsession, the hope that when you get it, everything will click. And maybe you've already learned the way I did, that the feeling doesn't last. Or maybe you're still on that path, still convinced that the next big purchase, the next big milestone, is the one that will finally give you peace. Here's what I can tell you. Peace doesn't come from the outside, it comes from the inside. And until you figure that part out, no car, no house, no bank balance will ever be enough. So don't let this just be another story you scroll past, nod at, and then forget the moment the next notification pings. Don't let it blur into the endless feed of digital noise. Instead, let it be a mirror you actually pause and look into. Ask yourself, what am I really chasing and why? What do I think it's going to give me? And is there another way, maybe even a better way, to feel that same thing right now, without waiting, without buying, without proving? If you're ready to sit with those questions, if you're ready to explore them with me, and if you're willing to dig a little deeper into the messy, unfiltered truth of chasing success and searching for meaning, then don't disappear after this. Stick around, subscribe, stay connected. Because the real ride, the one worth taking, doesn't happen behind the wheel of a McLaren or any other machine. The real ride happens inside your own life, in the choices you make, in the peace you build, and in the freedom you find when you stop chasing what was never going to save you.